Alright, let's go ahead and bring you the build, alright? I've changed a few things recently. It's looking pretty good. I don't have a fancy name for this build like Cypher or Deltia or other people will come up with. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it the clicker. Because basically all you do is click on people. You fucking kill them to death with clicks. You know, abilities aren't the biggest thing. As you can see, I'm using a piercing mark. I always want to mark my target. Um, it's super useful for Nightblades, other Nightblades that are going into stealth constantly, and especially useful for bringing down physical resistance and spell resistance. That's what makes my light and heavy attacks hit hard. I noticed that without using piercing mark, they just do not hit as hard. And then I'm using funnel health. This is my bread and butter. Spam it when you need it. It gives you a lot of health back. Um, with my crit being as high as it is at this point, my big crits on funnel health are really bringing back. Now, if you're more solo play, I would actually recommend doing Swallow Soul instead of funnel health. But of course, if you play with small groups and whatnot, funnel health is going to be more advantageous to your group. Merciless Resolve, basically, you're always going to have it up. This is something that you keep up at all times. As soon as you hit that spectral bow, you hit it again, and you keep clicking. You click, 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 you hit that son bitch, you're just going to keep constant pressure on them with Merciless Resolve. It is basically your ultimate, you know, it is just, it hits hard as trucks. You know, that with Soul Harvest, they're both going to be up at all times. Your pressure is just constant, especially with you barely using any of your resource pools, because all your damage, instead of using your resource pools to hit to damage other players, you're just using your light and heavy attacks mostly. I've decided to put on Blockade of Fire. This it's just a good ability. To actually put in some, you know, I find myself a lot of times getting into big group battles, so I wanted something so that I can put out some good damage on people. And with using a flame staff, obviously, burning enemies take 20% more damage. It's something that's going to keep the pressure on. It's 8 seconds duration, 1655 plus another 20% damage on top of that for 8 seconds. It keeps pressure up. Mass hysteria on my front bar. Always want to have something. Always want to have this on your front bar. I can't manage to switch my back bar to hit. When I'm in deep shit, you know, when I need a oh fuck, I need to get out of here button. Mass hysteria is it. It's right there. I can use it. I don't have to switch bars and hope nothing screws up. So this is your Inferno Staff. Potions, I don't really care what the fuck I use for potions, really. I use crit. So my back bar, always using Shadow Image. This thing is just the best thing ever. You know, it's up for 20.7 seconds. The range is massive. This image can be anywhere. You can port back to him from a very, very far distance. Get yourself out of trouble. The biggest thing here is it reduces damage done by your enemies by 15% for 4 seconds. That's huge. Your shade is also attacking this whole time. You know, so it's helping with your pressure. Shadow Image goes along with Blockade of Fire. You know, it's keeping up that pressure. You know, this 1655 every second and this 1453 every second. You know, those two combined, that's 3k a second. That's your enemy's just getting ticked on. You know, it helps a lot. Inner Light, keep those pesky fucking Nightblades like myself off you. You know, it's not something you can obviously keep up at all times. It costs a lot of magicka. But if you are coming into battle with the Nightblade, you might want to pop it up at least once or twice during the battle. And the rest of this is just what I use to heal myself. Healing ward, harness magicka, double take. You know, kind of shit that keeps me alive most of the time. Shooting star, I'll typically use this when I'm in group battles. You know, if I see a bunch of people grouping up together, I'm gonna hit them with it. When I'm in smaller battles, Soul Harvest all the way. So that's as far as my abilities. That's how that goes. When we come to my champion points, I have 85 in the Apprentice, 20 Elemental Expert. You know, magic damage, flame. You know, flame damage just could be up higher because I'm using a flame staff, and that will increase my damage. For sure, with my light and heavy attacks, not the biggest thing. I like to have it in elf point. I like my crits. I like having big crits. You know, it's major when I hit a 14k heavy attack, and then I can just use whatever else I want. You know, spectral bow, assassins. You know, the assassin's will, and you know, soul harvest. People die really quick with those big crits when they come out. A little bit into spell penetration, just kind of testing some spell pen out. Go into the Atronach, I got 82 points. The Staff Expert, this is obvious, increases damage with your light and heavy attacks with staves. That's I don't think there needs to be much said about that. 0 in this. I got 46 in the Ironclad. Reduces duration of snares, fears, stuns, and disorient effects. So I love it. I love that they added Ironclad. It's huge. You know, my stamina pool is so low. Being able to like having to roll dodge or break free of things constantly it kills me more often than anything. So having the duration of all that stuff reduced as much as I can is really good. But obviously you don't want to put too much into that. You want to have a lot of points over here in Elemental Defender, some points into Hardy, and then I got a few points in Bastion to help with my healing ward. Here we got the Tower, I got 30 in Magician. Reducing the magic cost of spells isn't my biggest priority. My biggest priority is magic of recovery. Just constantly having the magic up for whatever I need. Tenacity. You know, recover more magicka with my heavy attacks. Magicka and stamina, so tenacity is pretty good with this build because you're doing heavy attacks a lot. You're restoring, you know, both of your resource pools. It's great. Tumbling, always want some points in tumbling. I like to keep 30 in there. Of course, right now I'm not maxed out. I only have like 503 since, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I have not been playing much. But 502, that's it, you know. Like, since the last update, I haven't played at all. Here's my stats: 64 in magicka. Let's see, do I have food on? I do have food on. What kind of food am I using right now? We got increased max health and magicka. My boons increase my critical strike. So my max magicka is 33k. It's pretty high. Health is decent. You know, it's just high enough. I wish health was a little higher. But coming down to it, spell crit 53%. Spell damage is respectable. When I'm boosted, you know, my spell damage is at 2500. Over here, my spell crit is even higher with my rest of stuff. I'm using poison also. I drain health poison, so that's dope. Here's what I'm doing for my gear. So I'm using the 5-piece Juliana set. I think, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, yeah. And then the 5-piece elegant set is what makes this. This is your lightning heavy attack damage by 20%, but it also gives me 2 max magicka and spell damage. I mean, just a great set. Using 3-piece jewelry, which hopefully one day I'll have gold. Need to make that gold, of course, but that is what I'm using. My weapons, they don't matter. I already had these, maxed out, gold, whatnot, so the Magnus set, I just put them on. At one point I would probably certainly get, Maelstrom weapons or whatever, master weapons, but I don't PvE enough to do that. I can't get past that shit, to be honest with you. So that's my